With this energy of the Nine of Pentacles, somebody is definitely wondering when they're going to see you again. There is somebody that looks forward to interactions with you, looks forward to conversations with you, looks forward to seeing you in person, out and about. This could definitely be somebody that's kind of in a secret admirer energy, although it feels like something where if they haven't confessed their feelings yet or haven't asked you out properly, you know that they got a little crush on you. And so this is somebody that it feels like is just kind of like watching you move through the world as yourself. They get a lot of pleasure from that, a lot of enjoyment from that, kind of just soaking in the full experience of you in little increments and little tidbits. But this is definitely somebody that wants to have or experience something more with you than has been the case up to this point in time. They see you as somebody, though, who is not giving off the energy of like neediness. You're not chasing love. You are totally sitting in this receptive energy where they understand fully the ball is in their court. This may be something that they are kind of struggling with, that though, is kind of like, okay, I'm in this power position. So what do I say? What's this next move got to be like? Because it feels like this person so far has been very charming with you. If they've been just kind of like keeping things casual, then this may be something where, they've been very enthusiastic in your interactions with one another, but they've tried to kind of like be very guarded with or mask their feelings or, like a level of attraction to you. So it's a step outside of the comfort zone in terms of like the approach that has been taken so far. This is somebody that might be trying to like test the waters a little bit though. So maybe they're going to start flirting with you if they haven't done that before, or if there has been flirtation, there may be something where they start to get a little more direct with you, ask more direct questions, maybe even share information, like personal information about themselves, in order to try and kind of like warm you up to the experience, or sort of set your attention on the fact that like this is somebody that is, they want more than just like surface level friendliness with you. But this is something where they might also not really be certain, like, am I your type? Are you liking kind of the interactions that we're having with one another as much as I am? Do you see me as more than a friend? Are you interested in dating? This person might not even know, like, are you single? They may feel like you're single, they've checked it out, you're not wearing a ring, they've never like seen you out and about with anyone. They're pretty certain that you're single, but they may be somebody that is kind of like, I don't even know if you're looking to change that. I don't even know if you're looking to date at this particular point in time. And if so, am I even your type? So it feels like it's kind of, sort of a slow progress forward to that place that it might come across even as like a little bit awkward, sort of like, okay, I don't want to totally bumble this up. I don't totally want to kind of like make myself look like a fool or make you feel uncomfortable in any sort of way, but how do I kind of like get to the point? How do I sort of, express myself very directly and let you know that I'm interested, that I kind of want to get to know you more, or I like you as more than a friend. And for some of you, you're probably there will be people in the comments that are like, well, they should just ask, they should just say something. What's all of this kind of like nervousness about? And so it feels like this is somebody, though, that might just be very intimidated by your energy, very intimidated by the prospect of what it could mean dating you, getting into romance. Maybe this is somebody that hasn't had a lot of luck in love for a while. So all of that kind of rejection or lack of success may be making them feel a little bit sort of unsteady in terms of like, okay, I know I have to be bold and direct in this situation, but I don't know how many more kind of like crash and burn experiences I can take, but here it goes. This might also be something where the vibe that you're putting off, or the nature of the circumstances where you know one another, this isn't somebody that like wants to put you on the spot or create awkwardness. If like they're not somebody that you're into, they don't want to come across as like overbearing or creepy or stalkerish or anything like that. This is somebody that wants to respect your boundaries, wants to respect who you are as a person and whatever you have going on in your life. So it's almost like they want to kind of tiptoe into something that is more of like a direct kind of revelation of their feelings, or, asking you out, giving you their contact information. Maybe even if you follow each other on social media, mentioning things that you've posted or referencing something that they've posted, something that kind of like gets the two of you more into that space of direct interactions, intimate interactions with one another, without kind of like coming on too strong, but at the same point in time not creating confusion for you, as far as like they like you, they're interested in you, they're attracted to you, they want to experience something more, but they may not be very kind of like confident at this point in their own sort of journey, or as it comes to the dynamic with you, in just sort of stating that outright. We also have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so this is definitely somebody, though, that even though they feel a bit challenged as far as like, how do I say something? How do I kind of, break the ice between the two of us? How do I make it clear and make it known, that I feel something more in this situation, that whenever our interactions are up to this point in time, this is somebody that it feels like they have a capacity for romance. This is somebody that is an emotionally evolved individual. Once they get past that kind of like nervousness, once they get past that kind of like, big scary conversation, which might just be asking you out, asking for your number, giving you their number, exchanging contacts on social, or, maybe like this person's effort might even be like following you on social media, sending you a friend request, something like that, that is kind of like, okay, I'm interested in getting a little more up close and personal with you. It feels like once that is accomplished, this is something that is going to kind of help them to relax. Your receptivity to this person is going to really allow them to kind of garner that strength inside of themselves to be very proactive. This is somebody that wants to sort of showcase to you the fact that they are emotionally evolved. This is somebody that knows how to wine and dine people. They know about romance. They are not somebody that is afraid of that. This is not the type of person where you say the word emotions and they run for the hills. This is the type of person that is kind of like, yeah, I understand you are probably a sensitive and emotional creature, and although that might show up in a different way for me, it is nothing that I'm going to flinch from. In fact, it's something that I really like. This person may kind of see you and your, again, like a feminine energy, like a magnetic energy, a receptive energy. You're not chasing anybody, which could also kind of make this person sort of, they don't know for sure if you're single, if you're even looking to date, because you're not giving off this like thirsty energy. You're not giving off this energy of somebody that's just like in a pick-me vibe, or kind of like, I need somebody, I need something to kind of like come close and fulfill me. I need another person in order to feel secure. I'm bored being alone, so let me kind of just go out there and find somebody. Even if that's your mindset of like, I'm bored being alone, I'm ready for romance. How you're carrying yourself in that position is making this person see that you are someone who can like stand on your own. You are not somebody who kind of like is validated through outside validation, and they find that to be a very like appealing quality about you, something that is requiring them though to contend with a bit of nervousness before they are able to kind of like open up, express themselves, let that softer side be known. We also have the Star. Yeah, so this person is like, they're putting you up on a little pedestal with this crush at this point in time. And this is somebody that it feels like the pressure is building to say something, to do something, to act on that urge. Because it's almost like if they keep putting you up on this pedestal, if they're so nervous about like taking this next step forward, and they keep kind of building that anticipation, it's only going to make it harder. It's only going to make it more difficult. It's only going to make it more kind of unreachable in order to, really feel that they could offer something that the idea of like who you are that they're kind of building in their mind would be wanting to accept, would be willing to accept. This person may also kind of come with like sort of a showboat kind of offer, something that is very kind of like here's the best, here's the best of what I have to offer, something that might almost at the forefront sort of seem like, hey, is this person just operating out of ego? But this is something where it's like they just want to impress you. This is not somebody that is just kind of like, valuing things based on status. This is somebody that, yeah, their status in life, or who they are and what they've accomplished, like that matters. But this is also somebody that is valuing emotions. They're valuing deep connection. They value sensitivity. They value simple things, or like quiet moments with people. But it feels like it's kind of reaching the point where it may be, again, like an awkward kind of conversation, or some grandiose kind of declaration, something that it's almost like, I want to get your attention. I want you to notice me. I want you to see me as somebody that, if you are dating, that you're going to see me as like a good potential suitor. If you aren't dating, maybe I could convince you to kind of reconsider that position in some sort of way. If you're seeing somebody and it doesn't lead to anything long-term and serious, maybe this, presentation will help you think about me if you ever become single in the future. We can go back to just being friends, or like casual acquaintances. Like this person, they kind of like, they have their head in the clouds at this particular point in time, in terms of like running the possible scenarios, what you could say, how you could react, what that would be like. And so it's almost like they're talking themselves into a position where it's just like, I got to say something, because it's getting very unreasonable. It's getting very like out of reach. Like they're almost kind of building you up to be sort of like a celebrity in their mind. And they know that that is not kind of the energy, that sort of polarity between how they're viewing themselves, or, they're the one creating that image, to approach you in that sense. Like, yeah, they should come with respect. Yeah, they should come with, something that's an enticing offer, or something that is interesting that they have to say. But they also know that kind of like fawning all over you, it's probably not going to be very effective in the long term, because it's not a real reflection of like who they are. It doesn't take into account like who you really are as a person. So this is somebody that it feels like is very mesmerized by you. They're very mesmerized by the potential. They look forward to seeing you. Like every time they see you, it's like it creates a sort of flutter inside of them. Not just butterflies, but birds. Like birds take flight inside of this person. There's a lot that they want to say to you, but they also really want to impress you. We also have the Lovers. So this is definitely somebody that is making their way towards you. This is somebody that is not just going to linger in the friend zone. They don't just want to be this secret admirer. They don't just want this kind of like, you know, I know that you know that there's kind of attraction here, there's interest, that it's sort of like that's gone on long enough, or it's reaching the point of like it's becoming uncomfortable. I don't want that to become awkward. I don't want that to be confusing for you. I don't want it to be like confusing for myself, or put pressure on me, to where I don't say the right thing, or it doesn't come across the right way. So this is somebody that's like hatching a plan. They're making that move. They're strategizing. They're building up that courage to just speak, to just say something that they are certain will kind of carry your interactions beyond what they've been up to this point in time, into that sort of new territory, into that new threshold of kind of like, okay, so let's get down to this business of emotions. Let's start to, kind of talk romance. Let's try to get to know one another on a more personal level, or a more direct level. Yeah, we got the Queen of Wands. So they do find you to be very attractive, very sexy, very magnetic. They like the way you dress. They like the way you smell. They like the way you do your hair. This person's got like a whole list of things that they like about you. But this is also somebody that knows themselves. And it's like, if I don't take action at this point in time, or like soon, then I'm just going to spiral into obsession, and that doesn't serve either one of us. This is somebody that does not want to kind of create that sort of disconnect between the two of you, in terms of like they put you on a pedestal, they build this image of you in their mind, only to be kind of like disappointed or confused by the reality of who you are. This is something where, this person doesn't just want to like follow you around like a puppy dog. They want something equal, but they are liking the fact that it's like you have some sort of power over them, your energy, your beauty, your presence, how you carry yourself, how you move through the world or move through their world. All of this is very fascinating to this person. And this is almost something where, at one point in time, if they thought of you as like a forbidden fruit, like somebody that was either out of their league, or, they were just, again, like very intimidated by you in the way you carry yourself in your presence, or, maybe the environment in which you know one another, it wasn't like the right circumstance to kind of just approach and ask you out, or, start flirting right away. This is definitely somebody that has transcended that belief. This is somebody that's like, I can make a way forward. I feel pretty confident that I want to take a next step forward. I'm hopeful that, you will reciprocate. You will respond very favorably. You will like me too, or you'll be interested in the same thing. But I'm also kind of like willing to sort of take a longer approach in order to still my nerves, in order to like stand in your presence, in order to, be in the midst of this very like magnetic and potent energy that you're giving off, and to not kind of get into this place where I start questioning my worth, but I'm meeting you on that kind of like equal footing, on that equal ground. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.